So really bold. Oh my gosh, don't go. Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline, and in today's video I'm gonna be giving you the best complexion products of 2019. But before we get started, and if you're new here, I hope that you will consider to subscribe to my channel and ring the post notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also, come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know what has been the best of the best on complexion products, then just keep on watching. I just started my YouTube channel this year, early January, and here I am, soon to be a whole year that I started YouTube. And I know some of my followers have asked if I was going to do the best of 2018. So instead of doing just one full video, I think for this year what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you the best of certain categories. So today is going to be complexions. Basically, we're going to go through primers, foundations, concealers, and setting, finishing powders. Yeah, so are we ready? I'm ready to share this with you. Okay, so first let's start with primers. So the first primer that, if you have been following me for any length of time, you know this is something that I love. Oh, but before I start with this video and show you the products, I think it's very important. If you're new here, I have a dry skin, so I do have a little bit of signs of aging, some sun damage. I do have freckles, sensitive, very reactive skin, and I think that's important for you to know. So now let's go ahead and start first with the primers that I really honestly love dearly. The first one that you have seen using this primer, I think in every single foundation review that I have done this year, and that's because I do have large pores. It is my Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. So it's this one right here, and this primer basically is more of that silicone type of primer. It's kind of like a putty type of primer that it will just soften it out the areas where you have large pores. They will just diminish them, and that's what it does. So this is a very kind of like a heavy type of primer. I do not use it all over the face because it will be just, you know, too much, but I just put it a little bit on the areas where I have enlarged pores. And another primer that is very alike to the Tarte one that I have really enjoyed, and I kind of use it more on a daily basis because the Tarte one is a little bit on the heavier side. So this one right here, I can use it in the daily basis, like I said, because it has more of like a skincare type of products. And I'm talking about Tatcha the Silk Canvas. I have here a mini size. This comes in a larger size, and this one, like I said, I use it pretty much in daily basis. It is super nice, it's creamy, it's soft, it's not as heavy, and it does blur those enlarged pores and imperfections, the fine lines too, and it just gives you a blurring effect. Another primer that I have been loving, that it doesn't really like blur or mattify, but it's just kind of like perfects your skin. It just plumps your skin more than anything, is this Guerlain L'Or primer. Now this primer right here is a little bit extra expensive, or really expensive, but believe me, it does work. So if you want something very lightweight that is still give a little bit more longevity to your foundation products or overall complexion products, and you want something again very light that is not so like thick, so creamy, that it still gives you a little bit more like a natural effect to your foundation and your complexion products, this is a great primer. Now, another primer that I think is beautiful under makeup, and it will really give you a very much of a soft focus effect, a little bit more of a glow. So if you have a foundation that is on the matte side or even on the soft matte, but you want to see a little bit of radiance, a little bit of glowiness, I'm talking about the Wonder Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. This one right here, it will not make your foundation last a long time, but it does give you this very beautiful luminous finish. This primer right here works best with those foundations that have a light to medium coverage, because it actually it can be shown that beautiful luminosity from the primer. Going into my last primer, and this is a primer that you do not want to use it every day, because believe me, it's like having glue on your face, but in a good sense. It doesn't feel like heavy, or it just doesn't feel like you have too much on your face, but this will help your foundation complexion products to last a long day. So if you have a long journey ahead of you, or if you're going out for party time, nighttime, that you know that you are gonna dance and, you know, be like, oh, maybe like sweat because of all the dance that you will do, you can trust on this one. This is the Cover FX Gripping Primer. This primer right here makes your foundation stay put. It will not give you a mattifying look. It will just keep the foundation property the same. So that's also what I like about it, because it will honestly do not change the finish of your foundation, but it's just, it will help on the longevity of the foundation. Now that I'm done with the primers, let's go into color correcting. Now I do have really dark blue, again, dark under eye circles, really pronounced. They go from here all the way to these crevices right here. I mean, they are pretty intense, and this has been the winner of my heart, my soul. I mean, this is an amazing, mighty little product, and I'm talking about the Magic Away color correcting product from Charlotte Tilbury, and it comes in this little packaging. Now this comes in 4 different shades. I use the shade number 3 because, again, my dark circles are very blue, so I use a little bit of these. It's kind of like balmy but not greasy. It's a little bit of a grip. It's not glowy, and it blends super easy. Just using your ring finger, you just tap it in, just let it sit for just a little. It doesn't need like super dry down, because it will not dry down completely, but just to make it set. And then you go with your concealer and you are done. This is truly magical. Going into concealers. For concealers, there are not that many products that I can talk about, because I do have lots of fine lines on my under eyes. I squint a lot. My eyes are very sensible to the sun, as well as I had worked for years in front of a computer, and I just I'm constantly blinking, and I think all of that, aside to that, during springtime, I have allergies, like horrible allergies, so I had been for years constantly like rubbing my eyes. Aside to that, for years I wasn't using SPF, so you could just imagine the sun damage that I have under my eyes. I do have a lot of fine lines, and I find out that it's very hard for me to pick a concealer that, one, it will actually cover my dark circles, two, that is not too matte in the sense that it will emphasize those lines, and that is not yet too creamy that it will actually start to settle onto those fine lines. And I think I have 3 right here that I have confidence on them, that they have been really good to me. One that I think that is a super underrated product, that it does really good pigmentation and it really does a great job at concealing my dark circles, is this Derma Blend Professional Smooth Liquid Camo Medium Coverage Concealer. I think this is more than a medium coverage. I'm using it right now. It does help a lot with my under eye circles, and I actually am able to don't set it. Like, for example, today I haven't set it, and it's not it's not creasing, it's not settling into those fine lines. Now I don't take it all the way up close to my lower lash line because that's where I have the most creasing, but I just target it on my dark circles, and it is a wonderful product, very lightweight. Lightweight, I think it is the key for under eyes that they are aging and that have a lot of, like I said, dark circles, because I need to camouflage them. Another concealer that it really surprised me, and I know this can cause a lot of drama, so hopefully we can steer away from that because it's the end of the year and we have to enjoy the holidays. But let's be honest, this concealer has good pigmentation, it's lightweight, and it really covers my dark circles. And I'm talking about the Jeffree Star Magic Concealer. This is truly a good concealer. It's very long lasting, it doesn't crease, it doesn't move, it's lightweight, and like I said, it does have good pigmentation, so it really helps on those dark circles right there. And then very high top product, but there is a reason why. Now this product right here, I don't use a lot of it because it is a lot more creamy. It's not as, the Jeffree Star and the Dermablend, they are not liquidy, but they are thin. This formula is a little bit thicker, and I'm talking about Tarte Shape Tape. Yeah, I know, and you will be like, wow, that's heavy for under eyes that have a lot of fine lines. I know it's heavy, but with a little dot that you use and spreading it really well, it actually has that pigmentation that I particularly need to cover, I have to repeat myself many times, those blue circles that I have under my eyes. Now it's time to go into foundations. What I look for a foundation, it is that is a natural with a radiant type of finish. That's the type of finish that I like. I don't like a super matte foundation. I can get away with soft matte, but again, if you give me that natural finish with a little bit of a radiance, maybe perhaps a little bit of a glow, those are the foundations that I get along with. Now take notes that I do have a lot of freckles, a lot of hyperpigmentation, so for me it's not extremely important to cover all of them, but I want to make sure that it will give me a very even canvas and that my beauty marks are shown in a graceful way. Also, longevity is really important for me, non-creasing, because I do have my fine lines, and having dry, sensitive skin is very important for me that these foundations will not cling on, say, dry patches, or that they emphasize my texture. So what about if we go into the lightest coverage? I'm gonna start with Chanel L'Eveche. This is a tint. This is just a tint, and in fact it's just something, it's a product that for me is odd. When you pump it on your skin, you will see just this clear gel with a little specks, like little dots of a tint. And you're like, what is this going to do for my skin? Well, it's magical. This is best applied with a brush. It actually comes with a little mini brush, and you just apply directly to your face. You can use your fingers just to wrap in and kind of like start dispersing the little tint, and then you can finish it with your brush. This one right here, you cannot beat that, but what it does, it creates this veil of perfection of your skin. It actually makes you can see your skin, but in a perfected way. And now going into another very light but glowy type of foundation. It is the Wonder Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation. Almighty, this foundation really took me by surprise. I loved it throughout spring, summer. I mean, you can use it pretty much every single day. I think this is more like your everyday type of foundation that is super light, and it gives you this beautiful luminosity to your skin without being too much. It's just so beautiful and so perfecting on the skin. And this foundation will last you most likely about 5 to 6 hours throughout the day, but it really gives an illusion of like perfect, radiant, beautiful skin with a glow. And now going into the foundations that are more skin-like, very natural, that they have some luminosity, but they do have more coverage than the ones that I just referred to. Giorgio Armani Luminous Steel Foundation. This is a cult classic, and there's a reason why. It actually leaves your skin luminous. Your skin will look just like silk, just beautiful, perfect, just stunning. And it's not heavy, it's very lightweight. So this foundation definitely a plus. And now a foundation that I think it is a little bit more creamy. It does wear really well throughout the day, but it gives you a really nice dewiness to your skin. It's the foundation that I'm wearing right now, and it is the Tom Ford Traceless Foundation Stick. This foundation is such a good foundation. It feels actually emollient to your skin. It feels super comfortable. It doesn't feel greasy, but it gives you a very natural skin-like look with a little bit more of a radiance to your skin. It actually evens out your complexion. So if you have a lot of like blemishes or sun damage like I do, this you can actually build it up from a light coverage to a medium coverage. Very comfortable, and again travel friendly. Perfect foundation. A foundation that has been a great surprise for me is the Phyto Tan Ultra Clad Foundation by Sisley. Oh, this foundation, it's a dream. It has a beautiful radiance, it's natural, it's lightweight. I wear it now in 2+10. I also have wear the number 3 during summertime, and the only thing is this foundation doesn't come in too many shades, and that's a shame. Come on, it's time to get more shades right here. But this foundation is super beautiful if you want to give some warmth to your skin. Again, give you that radiance, beautiful finish. It's not glowy, it's more of like a natural finish, very lightweight. And I really love also the scent. It's this kind of like baby powdery scent. I don't know, it's very particular scent, but I really love the finish. The best foundation, and the foundation that will never be beat up. Never, ever, ever. I don't think so. I mean, this foundation came really close to it, but this foundation right here is a foundation that, when I say natural and I say it's skin-like, and it's like you cannot see where it starts and where it ends, and it wears beautifully throughout the day, is my La Mer foundation. I wear it in the shade Beige 32. This foundation right here, it is light to medium coverage, more into the medium, and I think you can build it up a little more, but not too much. But this foundation just feels like nothing on your skin, and your skin will look perfect, beautiful. You'll be like, okay, I pay all that much. Yes, that's okay. That's okay. I will keep paying for it. Because this foundation, believe me, gives you that extremely natural skin. It just feels like your skin is like, well, somebody, like went ahead, took you to Photoshop, just like blew you up so beautifully, and there you go. And now that I'm done raving about my La Mer foundation, let's go into a foundation that is more medium to full coverage, and that it honestly has an airbrush finish. And yes, I'm talking about Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Foundation. This foundation, it is not your common full coverage foundation. It will not leave you flat skin like you are wearing foundation. No, it will actually perfect your skin. It will literally make you look flawless. I actually have 2 different videos from this foundation, and it is an amazing foundation. You don't need that much, and I see a lot of people reviewing this foundation, and well, that's another thing too. I do not use a full pump of foundation. That's just not me. I usually use like half a pump, quarter of a pump for my entire face. And I see a lot of people just using an entire pump, boom, of this foundation. Obviously, you're gonna have a full coverage right away. I think with half a pump of these, a quarter of a pump, or 3/4 of a pump at the most, you can get a beautiful medium coverage flawless finish, just flawless, and it will make you look so beautiful. Like I mentioned before, I do have 2 different demonstrations from this foundation, and one of them I actually had a reaction because I was in the sun for too long, so my skin had a lot of texture, and you know, my skin was just very delicate at that time, and this foundation did not emphasize that texture. This is the perfect foundation for an evening or night out, something that you know, like you need a foundation that is long lasting, that it will wear nicely, that it will make your skin look perfected, but it does have a radiance to it that is just so beautiful. I think it's a great product from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, going into setting powders, honestly, I don't use much of setting powders because I do like my skin to have a little bit of a radiance, a little bit of a glow, and so I'm not crazy about baking. No baking at all. Unless I'm contouring, I may do a little bit of, like, you know, cleaning, polishing up right here, but I'm not a person that bakes. Under the eyes, impossible. I cannot bake under my eyes because it would just look so bad on me. It will just emphasize my fine lines, and it's something that I'm not looking forward to do. But I will say that a powder that came out this year that really impressed me, and it will really blur your, if you have large pores as I do, it will just blur them out. And it will not look heavy. It actually has a dash of luminosity without having any shimmer to it. It just looks beautiful. It makes you look even like the name says. This is the Jouer Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder. And yes, it makes your skin look like it's hydrated. It's a very interesting powder. You will not feel it, you like, oh, this powder feels wet or anything like that. No, it's very lightweight. It actually comes in different shades. There's not a translucent shade. They all have different shades. And in fact, I do have a darker version of these to use it as a bronzer because it just gives you such a beautiful blur effect to your skin. Now, a powder that I will use if I want to set, say, the perimeter of my face, or I know I'm using a foundation that if I go out and it's a warm day, it may move a little, or if I want to set my under eye concealer, then I will go with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. This is a beautiful setting powder. I use it in the shade number 2. It's extremely soft, very, very finely milled. It is just honestly very lightweight. Now, this will mattify a little bit your foundation and your complexion products, but so minimal that it's not so visual, not so there. So it will definitely set and lock your complexion products, your cream products really well, but without leaving a big film to them. And now another powder that I really love, and if I just want to dust my face but I still have a little bit of a very slight radiance, very minimal glow, that it will not mattify or change the finish of my foundation, then Hourglass. This is the Hourglass Veil. I love this powder so much. It's just, it does set your makeup really well, but it's not heavy. And I think also the packaging is genius right here because it has this kind of like top right here that is a stopper, and then this part right here where is the H and the sifter, it's just perfect to give you the right amount of powder. So basically you just close it up, turn it, tap it once or twice, and then you will have the perfect amount of powder to just, you know, dust it all over your face. And it just have a very light luminosity, very light, and it's translucent, so you cannot even see it, but it will just not change again the finish of your foundation. And now if you need a powder that is a little bit more mattifying, if you feel like your foundation is just way too glowy, way too radiant, or maybe you have combo skin and you need to mattify certain areas, I do the same thing sometimes during summertime. Sometimes I get a little bit more like, I have like this dryness right here with dry patches where I cannot touch my skin on my forehead or my jawline, but all of a sudden I know that in summertime I may start, you know, breaking a little bit of a sweat right here on this area, mostly by my nose. This powder, it is beautiful. It's very lightweight, very finely milled, and it's mattifying but without making you look like cakey or like if you had put cement or concrete on your face. And I'm talking about that La Mer de powder. This powder right here, it is a beautiful type of setting powder. It is translucent. It will not give you any color to your skin, but it will just make it a little bit more natural, more like, okay, it's soft. It's just like a soft type of matte type of finish. This is a great powder. As a person that loves finishing powders, and finishing powders are different than setting powders. Setting powders are mostly for just locking your makeup really well, while the finishing powders are more for just giving back a little bit of dimension to your makeup. You can use it for buffing, and the type of finishing powders that I like are those that can give me a little bit of a glow and a radiance to my skin, because it just makes my skin look more healthy, not too flat. Again, it just gives dimension to my makeup. And I have been loving, a lot of people know, absolutely adore, is my Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder in the glow version. Now this powder right here, it has a little bit of, like I said, a radiance. There's no shimmer, there's no glitter. Some people, they think it's more like a highlighter, but you need to use it with a very fluffy, open type of brush. Don't use it with a dense brush that is closed and tight. No, you need something very airy and fluffy. And the way that I use it is to just buff it all over the perimeters of my face. And then with whatever it's remaining, I may do a little bit on my nose, but that's it. Mostly it's the perimeters of my face. And that's basically how I use most of these powders right here. Now, a powder that honestly has taken me by surprise, and I know this is another product kind of like the Jeffree Star that a lot of people will be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you're including it in here. But you know what? Honestly, it's a great powder. And I'm talking about the Luminous Powder or Mood Powder by Jacqueline Cosmetics. This right here is in the shade Brighten Up. I really enjoy this powder. So if you want kind of like a pearlized type of powder that gives you that kind of pearly kind of glow to your skin, this powder will give it to you. Again, beautiful for finishing up, and it will not give you any highlight finish or anything like that. It will just give you dimension to your skin. And I'm actually planning to get, I think I'm gonna get Carrots, because that's a powder that I think it will work really good for my skin tone during summertime. Last on the finishing powders, this powder right here, it's amazing. I never thought I would love this powder as much as I do. This is the Guerlain Meteorize, and this is from this holiday collection. I never tried before the meteorites, and I had been very skeptical about these kind of pearls right here. This is a beautiful finishing powder. I like the smell to begin with. It's the typical Guerlain smell, but it's not as strong as other Guerlain products. It actually, the scent will fade away, but this gives you this sun-kissed glow to your skin that is perfection. Perfection. If you want to look like sun-kissed, that just came from vacation from Bora Bora, use this right here. Just use it on the perimeter of your face, because this has some golden pearls, it has some kind of like ivory champagne pearls, but it also has some that are red. So this will give you warmth to your skin. This I think is perfect for those who have light to medium skin tone, medium to tan, oh my gosh, medium skin, it will look just amazing. This is just such a beautiful powder. Great discovery this year. If you get the chance, this is a limited edition item only for the holidays. Go ahead and get it and don't lose not even one pearl of this. And last but not least, let's go into setting sprays. For setting sprays, I think one spray that I have been using a lot, that I love it, is has a very fine mist, undetectable on the skin. It will dry super easy. It will leave you a nice glow. It will not really give more longevity to your makeup, but it was just, if you have powders that you just want to, you know, give a little bit of glow to your skin back in, and just melt in all those powders that you have. Glow Recipe with their Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. This is an ultra fine mist. Let me show you. Do you see that right there? And it just revives all your makeup. Beautiful. Another setting powder that I think is just beautiful, that it just has, it hydrates. It actually feels hydrating on your skin. It doesn't feel like it's, you know, locking and just making your skin like tough and hard or anything like that. And that you can actually prime with this spray. It is the Forsali one, Rose Gold Skin Mist. What a beautiful mist for your skin. So if you, again, kind of like the Glow Recipe, if you want to just melt in those powders on your makeup and just make it all within one, just so it looks like a skin, this is also a great product. And last but not least, and a very economic type of setting mist, and these actually will help with the longevity of your makeup. It is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This is an amazing mist. To begin with, it has an aerosol type of dispenser, so fine. So fine. This will, you will feel a little bit of the tackiness because it will really set your skin, but it will melt every single powder that you have on your face, and it will just make it like, boom, here is skin again. This is a great setting spray for a very affordable price too. Okay, my friends, and this is it for this video. I hope that you really enjoy it. I was super excited to share with you my favorite best of 2019 complexion products with you. Oh, just made me super excited, and I cannot wait to go ahead and film my other products, from bronzers, blushes, I mean, you name it. The list is long, so it will keep you entertained. And talking about entertain, and if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, you're waiting too long, you need to subscribe to my channel. So please give me the opportunity. Under this screen, you will see it says subscribe. Just go ahead, subscribe. It's completely free. And if you don't want to miss any of my content and you want to see other best of beauty videos right here, don't forget to ring the post notification bell. That's the only way YouTube will let you know whenever I upload new videos. I also will love to read your comments below. What have been your favorite complexion products of this year? And also let me know what type of skin you have. You have oily, combination skin, dry skin. I think it's important to know because this is a family right here and we want to help each other. And I think that there are certain products that they really need to shine, and we really need to show and share with the world these products you can rely on. So I would love to read them down there. And once again, thank you so much for watching, for your time here. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.